Travel at low cost with points and miles. Credit card rewards bring the smiles. Many adventures, tales to be told. Make and save money, the world will unfold. Fight the war on happiness, pick up the gold. The Gurdy Travel Podcast breaks the mold.
You're listening to the Hurdy Travel Podcast. I'm your host, Justin Vacula, here to help you make money, save money, and travel the world at next to no cost with credit card points, miles, benefits, and loyalty programs. Returning guest Carissa Rawson joins me to chat about what's new at Rove Miles, a new transfer partner with several member airlines. Visit meetup.com/Philly miles and points to RSVP for monthly Greater Philadelphia travel, credit miles and points meetups I host in Willow Grove, Pennsylvania. The next meetups are November 23rd and December 21st, 2025. Find a link in the show notes. For more content between shows, follow Hurdy Travel Podcast on Facebook and X. Find Justin Vacula on Instagram. Subscribe to Hurdy Travel Podcast on YouTube for daily content, including travel videos, podcast clips, and posts. Find more information, including select episode transcripts, at hurdygurdytravel.com. On with today's episode, recorded October 30th, 2025. Welcome back to the show, Carissa Rawson.
Hey, thanks for having me.
You're here with Rove Miles. For those who haven't listened to past episodes or are unfamiliar with Rove, can you give us a quick introduction to Rove?
Yeah, so Rove launched, actually, we just had our 6-month anniversary. So Rove launched in April of this year. It is a flexible rewards program that does not rely on a credit card, right? So historically, in order to earn like transferable points, you need something like an Amex card, Chase card, Citi card, etc. Technically, Built does allow you to earn miles that you can transfer without a card. So Rove allows you to earn the Rove miles by booking travel or doing online shopping, and then you can transfer it out to any of our hotel and airline partners or just like redeem on the platform. So it's like a really easy way to earn buckets and buckets of transferable rewards for not a lot of money, not a lot of effort.
Great. And you're here today with a press release, some new information. We're recording October 30th, but this will come out on November 3rd. So tell us, what is the new news?
I am so excited to tell you guys that we are announcing our newest transfer partner, which is Miles and More. And anyone who's not familiar with Miles and More really should be. It is the loyalty program of 9 different airlines, including Lufthansa, Swiss, Austrian, Brussels Airlines, ITA Airways, Air Dolomiti, Luxair, Croatia Airlines, and Eurowings. So it's the biggest loyalty program in Europe. And so far, and for the foreseeable future at least, we are the only U.S. transfer partner. So you won't find them on Amex or anybody else.
Nice. And these will transfer at a 1-to-1 ratio. Is that right?
Yep, that's right.
So 1,000 Rove miles for 1,000 miles and more miles or points.
That's how they call themselves, Miles and More miles.
Miles and more miles. So that's an easy America loves math moment. It's not like some of the Capital One for 0.7 or some other silly numbers.
We managed to secure the 1-to-1, so your conversions will be very simple.
Oh, nice.
You're welcome, America.
Yes, very easy math there. So I'm sure listeners will appreciate that one. And transfer times can vary, but the transfers from Rove to Miles and More should be instant.
Yes, they should.
And for those that don't already have a Miles and More, might it be good advice to make one well before transferring? Sometimes these new accounts will take some verification, or transfers might take a longer time.
We don't have anything that should impact that. Aren't any like TAP used to have something like that. The Miles and More doesn't have that. It's always good practice just to have an account available so it's seasoned if when you need it. So I'd say, open an account. But even if you delay, it should not be an issue.
I've had some problems with verification on new accounts. One of them, my birthday was switched. So it had the day and then the month, but the drop-down menu when I signed up didn't say whether it was the day or the month. So I had to go through all these verifications. Nice to, I think, open these earlier and then have the accounts ready for when you want to use them.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is unprecedented value for U.S.-based customers whose access to the Miles & More program has been minimal, said CEO and co-founder of Rove, Max Morganroth.
You want to know why it's so cool?
Tell us.
I'll tell you. Okay. All right. So like I can tell you guys, oh, cool, Miles and More, but like, why is that a big deal? Prior to us joining forces with Miles and More, I had written quite a lot about the monthly mileage bargains, which they have, which give 55,000 round trip business class between the US and Europe. And that's like fine. But there are two key things which are absolutely insane when you look at Miles and More. So first of all, this Miles and More is directly searchable within Rove's platform. So we do offer live searches with the flights. So you can see like what you're redeeming, how much it'll cost, whether you're paying in cash, whether you're paying with Rove Miles, or whether you're transferring to Miles and More. You can also use Seats.arrow. And I think Seats.arrow is it does a really good job at illustrating how ridiculous it is. Because you can go on Seats.arrow and you go to the Miles and More search feature. You can load up 100 results and sort by cheapest in economy, and you will find 2, 3, 4, 500 flights that are 88 miles US to Europe, one way.
Oh, wow. So this
Yeah,
is
88.
Seats.arrow, for those that might not know. It's an award booking tool to help you find flights.
Yeah. So the fact that it's sub 100 miles to book a transatlantic flight is insane. Obviously, you're on the hook for fees, and they do tend to leverage higher taxes and fees. They'll be a la Virgin Atlantic, which also passes along quite high surcharges. But you'll find this 88-mile rate, even from traditionally cash expensive airports like Atlanta or the West Coast, something like that. So the fact that you can get, for example, from LA to Frankfurt on a nonstop for 88 miles, a comparable pricing would be 27,000, something like that. It blows my mind. It really does. Something else that's very cool about Miles and More, and this is something I have personal experience with, is that they heavily restricts the Lufthansa first class award space that they hand out to partners. But availability is generally pretty good when redeeming Miles and More miles. So you won't need to set alerts anymore. You don't have to check the 14-day window or the 3-day window or the 1-day window whenever they finally decide they can't sell the seat on their own program. You can just transfer right to Rove and book the first class seat, the ever elusive first class seat of your dreams, which is very cool.
I like it. And today it's a theme of a lot of M's: Max,
Yes.
Morganroth, Miles, and more Miles.
Miles.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Usually we're a fan of the P's with Purple Princess Perry, past podcast guest from the Netflix show Love on the Spectrum. So shout out to Perry, of course, in Boston with the MBTA, the Massachusetts Bay Transit Authority. So now even more options for travel with Miles and More. The press release says here, a world of exclusive travel rewards with the ability to seamlessly convert Rove Miles into one of Europe's leading frequent flyer currencies. Rove is offering unrivaled access to more airlines, more upgrades, and more choice. It's the smartest way to reward travel.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm really excited about it. I don't know how much context you or anyone who's listening has about Miles and More. In 2019, I believe it was, pre-2019, there were actually U.S. transfer partners to Miles and More, but an interpretation of a German law, don't quote me on that, a European law at any rate, made it so that all the US banks had to drop Miles and More as a partner. And that's just, essentially it was something to do with you can't sell miles, blah, 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 right? You're not allowed to allow consumers to buy miles. And essentially when you're tied to a credit card, it's viewed, or at least that interpretation, viewed it as some form of that. But the reason that Rove gets to do it is because we don't have a credit card. And we have a lot of people asking us, are you going to get a credit card? Are you going to open it? Are you going to have one launch? And this is a perfect example of why we don't want to do that. Because if we had a credit card, we wouldn't be able to have Miles and More. We managed to sneak in under that by avoiding the pitfalls of a credit card.
A good business decision. And of course, you can pair credit cards with Rove Miles. That's no problem. And recently, the Chase Sapphire Reserve has changed some of the earnings, where you're earning extra points for direct bookings with flights, direct bookings with hotels. So maybe that's an option, or the City Premier or the Strata Premier now for 3x travel. Even the Amtrak annual fee credit card I was looking at, 2x on travel, or the Amex Green Card for 3x, although I think that's a clunker for the most.
You know, it's interesting. Also, and I hadn't thought about this previously, the Wells Fargo Autograph Journey does 5x on hotels. And so Rove codes is 7011, which is hotels and resorts. So you can get 5x Wells Fargo rewards if you're going to book on Rove. And you know what? I had to look at their transfer partner list the other day, and while it is minimal, everyone is good. Even they added JetBlue this week. And so having JetBlue as a partner, being able to earn 5x Wells Fargo rewards, plus over many Rove Miles when they're transferring to JetBlue, that's a good deal. You know what I mean?
And potentially United flights book their JetBlue, although so far I haven't seen many great redemptions on that, but more options are good. And that's the merchant category code. You said the MCC, some more M's for the episode. The other Rove transfer partners include Aero Mexico Rewards, Accor Live Limitless, Air France KLM Flying Blue, Air India Maharaja Club, if I got that correct, Cathay Pacific Asia Miles, Etihad Guest, Finnair Plus, Hainan Airlines Fortune Wings Club. I like that one. We have Miles and More, of course. Qatar Airways Privilege Club, Thai Airways, Royal Orchid Plus, Turkish Airlines Miles and Smiles, and Vietnam Airlines Lotus Miles.
Yep. Those are all of our, now it's 13 hotel and airline partners, with more coming.
The party is growing.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you, I've been going to all of these conferences, doing my absolute best to have excellent and productive meetings with a lot of hotel and airline executives. And honestly, so far, so good. It's going well.
All right. And speaking of conferences, let's take a quick break for upcoming events and messages from our sponsors. Join me and Carissa at ZorkFest 2025 in Las Vegas, December 5th through the 7th at M Resort Casino Hotel. ZorkFest combines miles, points, and gambling content all in one weekend. I'll be there speaking and connecting with podcast listeners. Buy your ticket at zorkfest.travelzork.com using the promo code Gurdy to support the show. And recently, I posted an event for December 4th, meeting at Vanderpump inside Paris, Caesars Casino, and we're intending to use our Chase Sapphire Reserve exclusive tables benefit. So $150 a head with this benefit. And we have 5 RSVPs so far and potentially more after this episode. So I think this is going to be interesting, getting more than maybe $1,000 worth of food.
We're going to need a bigger table.
Maybe several tables. We'll see how it goes down. But I'm encouraging everyone to book their own reservations because in the past, there have been some issues that everyone's showing up and they'll want everybody on the same check and all this. So we'll see how it turns out. But even if we have to sit separately, I guess we could just hang out around the bar area. But that is on meetup.com/Philly Miles and Points, the group that I host in Willow Grove, Pennsylvania. But why not add some other social events? But in Willow Grove, the next meetups are November 23rd and December 21st, 2025. That's meetup.com/Philly Miles and Points. And you'll be speaking at ZorkFest as well.
Yeah, it will be. So that should be good.
And we have Chicago Seminars, Hyatt Regency O'Hare, November 7th through the 9th, 2025. Also, promo code Gurdy when buying a ticket. You'll be there.
I will. I'll be speaking as well. And if anyone wants to come, I'll give a plug. We're having an after party on Saturday at 8:45 in our Rove Insiders Facebook group. You can RSVP. I know Justin and Martin trying to convince you to come.
Oh, yes.
Hopefully you'll be able to make it, but it should be a really good time.
And that's the Rove Insiders Facebook group.
Correct.
Next, the event formerly known as Chicago Seminars Heritage Edition at Holiday Inn will be called the Chicago Points Travel Festival, held October 16th through the 18th, 2026. There's an early bird discount at the moment. We're recording here October 30th. Use promo code Gurdy, $60 off through November 1st. So maybe some time traveling here, and $40 off November 1st through the 30th. So you can capture your $40 discount using the promo code Gurdy. So maybe you will be at the festival next year.
Yeah, I didn't realize they had a name change.
Oh,
that's good,
breaking news for you too.
Yeah, it is. Good, because I bet it's been very confusing speaking to everybody I know and be like, are you going to Chicago Seminars? Okay, so let's go. I'm glad that's happening. I'll put it in my calendar because I was really bummed not to be able to go this year.
Nice. You got hit with the travel hacker's dilemma again, travel interfering with other travel.
Yeah, I know. It's all for a good cause, right? Like,
yes.
Whatever I can do.
Unfortunately, I had to miss FTU Dallas last year because I had a Princess cruise booked, so it happens.
Hey, me too. I was on a Virgin cruise though.
Oh, different ship.
Yeah, that's funny.
This episode is also supported by Card Pointers. If you have multiple credit cards like me, Card Pointers helps you automatically activate bank offers and tells you which card to use for maximum rewards. Card Pointers saves me time and money. Use my link, cardpointers.com/hurdy-gurdy-travel for a discount on annual and lifetime plans. And finally, FTU Dallas. I'll be speaking with Frequent Traveler University in Irving, Texas, just beside Dallas, May 1st through the 3rd, 2026 at the Nilo Las Colinas Hotel by Hilton. Join me, Carissa, and other community members for social events and educational sessions. Ticket sales are live, $200 for FTU members and $249 for non-members. You can grab an FTU annual membership for online courses, seminars, member perks, event discounts, and more. The sign-up link for membership and FTU Dallas is in the show notes. We'll see you in Dallas or Irving. You're already announced as one of the speakers, yes?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I am.
All right, excellent. We'll get back into it. So some quick hits for Rove here. So let's talk about accumulating Rove Miles. I think one really interesting opportunity here as we're headed towards the end of 2025 is booking nights at Rio in Las Vegas. Now, since Rove has the loyalty eligible stays, you can book Rio through the Rove portal and still get Hyatt qualifying nights, status benefits, and more. So some people want to get their remaining nights for Hyatt Globalist status in 2025, and I think it's super appealing in January to return to Vegas, which is typically lower rates in this off season. So tell us about Rove and Rio, Las Vegas.
Yeah, so actually Hyatt is one of our best programs currently with loyalty eligible, and it allows you to use Rove's platform to book direct hotel stays with big chains. And rates are pretty competitive. In version 1, some of our hotel chains had member rates, some didn't. Hyatt does. And version 2 will be launching here pretty soon. But version 1 is still live. And so you can basically go to rovemiles.com, type in Las Vegas, and Rio will pop up with the member rate. Right now, your mileage may vary, but I don't think, for example, Rio often has those like get 3,000 extra bonus points rates. You probably won't be seeing those on Rove, but you will be seeing at least the member rate and not an inflated price point. So it's a really good way. We have 10x Rove miles per dollar spent through October 31st, which will have expired by the time this podcast is released. Yeah, sorry about that. But we intend to bring that back as a promotion. I'll say this before the end of the year. So keep your ears peeled, guys, and eyes for when we bring that back to make sure that you book your 10x stays while it's available. And yeah, it's a really good way to generate Hyatt points, Hyatt Elite Night credits, get your Elite Night credits for Globalist status, and also maximize your Rove miles using Rio.
Yes, we'll definitely keep our ears and eyes peeled. I guess we can do a fun AI image of that, like ears of corn and eyes. So if any listeners in the comments, you want to send your fun images, that's always good. We appreciate hearing back from listeners.
Yeah.
I found many nights at Rio that we might call Rove nights going forward, Rove Rio nights for maybe $30, $40 a night. So having the Hyatt Globalist status waives the resort fee and gives you complimentary breakfast for 2 at Hash House a go-go. So I think a really great way to earn Hyatt qualifying nights, spend some time in Las Vegas, and continue traveling.
So version 1. So again, version 2 is very nearly out. So this won't be like a consideration for the launch, but version 1, this is really important for people to know. If you have globalist status, you are entitled to have your resort fees waived. But in version 1, if you book on Rove to get your 10x or 5x or what have you, you are going to prepay your resort fees. And then when you get to the hotel, you have to have them request a refund, and then it gets refunded back to you. That's an annoying pain point. It's important to know that you're not like losing out on your waived fees. And shortly it'll be irrelevant because again, version 2 will not have that issue. But yeah, I want to make sure that everybody is aware going in, that's what's happening.
Okay, so any timeline for version 2?
I asked the CEO yesterday, and within the next week, 2 weeks.
Okay.
It's very slightly pushed back just because we have the Miles and More partnership launching on November 3rd, but it is active. We already have it. We're just making sure that we don't have a ton of bugs when we launch it. So it's coming right out. So it's not, oh no, but for the end of the year, it's coming right out.
Good. So we should be way good for 2026 stays then.
Yeah, absolutely. And also at that point, version 2, the hotel will be merchant of record. So the co-branded credit cards that you have, for example, will once again be the most rewarding ways to pay. For example, and the best example for this is like you have the Hilton Honors Aspire card, which offers some ridiculous amount back when you book on Hilton. You'll be able to stack that with Rove instead of using Rove as the merchant of record, which would have those like Wells Fargo autograph journey, et cetera, et cetera. It'll be whatever maximizes your hotel chain specific spending.
It's good to hear Rove is making good business decisions to improve rather than just saying, oh, it's just going to be general hotel. It won't be loyalty eligible. So good to hear about all these positive changes and features coming.
Yeah. The goal is to get the best user experience. And obviously, we're all points and miles people here. So being able to give that to our users, including me, that's best case scenario. So if we can do it, we will.
Great. And I've seen you several times. I remember a time where I just happened to be walking down the hallway. I didn't even know you were there. And you saw me, Justin, what are you doing here?
Oh, yeah.
And it was like a pinky in the brain moment. The same thing we're doing every night.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, just didn't accidentally stumble into Rio.
I know. I guess the odds of finding a globalist at the Rio mattress running, they're higher than us like randomly stumbling into each other in, say, Paris, but still pretty unusual. And especially at the same time in the same lobby.
Yes, I saw Tom Kim of the Milenomics podcast in Amsterdam. I was on a Hyatt shuttle and he was outside waiting for the shuttle. So that was quite interesting.
Yeah. I saw Allison Caraway with 18101.
Oh, yes, Award Travel 101.
Yeah. I saw her at the Capital One Lounge in Dallas. I guess the odds are higher than zero, right? Because these are the places we frequent.
Yeah, eventually roll the dice enough and it'll work out.
Yeah, so we have 3x on giftcards.com, Visa, MasterCard gift cards. I've also, again, a plug for Rove Insiders on Facebook because that's where I do a lot of I ask everybody what they want and then I do my very best to give it. I just did a survey because I'm the person who designs, for example, the shopping promos that we have on Rove, like the giftcards.com thing. And so I did a poll asking people what sort of elevated offers they wanted to see. And far and away, the winner was an accelerated earnings on airline gift cards. So that'll be coming up in the next couple of weeks. Actually, November 14th is when that will be launching as our next shopping promo. So you'll want to watch out for that. And that will include elevated offerings on airline gift cards, which is really cool. We also have, of course, like card linked offers, which is another feature we're rolling out. I know I've talked about it before, but it's essentially once you link your credit card to Rove, like in your Rove wallet, whenever you pay in store for shopping at 20,000 different merchants, or if you do dining, you'll automatically earn Rove Miles. That's also coming out very soon, hopefully within the next month. It'll be out. And our app is also in beta testing.
I would still think that the number one request would be either in-store offers that if you could link your credit card and get extra points for shopping at places like Kroger, Giant Pennsylvania, Safeway, etc. I think that would be an extremely appealing thing for people.
You know, I had a meeting earlier today, and this is something I'm going to try and get involved in. How cool would it be if your fuel points could become Rove Miles?
Oh, wow. Yeah. If I could transfer out and not have to redeem for groceries and have stacks of Q-tips and printer paper, that'd be cool.
Cooking with fire. So
a nice problem to have, though, I must say. But at some point, it gets a little silly with all the grocery rewards.
Yeah. So I'm going to try my best and see if I can get something with that working. But yeah, that would be pretty cool.
We have seen things like that with Safeway before, where they had a partnership with Alaska Airlines, at least in some regions or places. And I think we've seen some United linking here and there, but these are usually spotty. So it'd be nice to have a reliable transfer out to Rove. That'd be fantastic.
Yeah, it'd be very cool.
I didn't even think of that.
I'm sorry. I just got really excited. I just hyped the idea.
That's a good one. Yeah, you got to give us a shot. Yeah, instead of buying all this chicken soup, we could just get some airline miles.
Imagine if you could transfer that. Imagine if you could earn fuel points, convert them to Rove, and then book a flight for 88 miles.
Ooh,
and then get to Paris. So silly, but cool.
Fueled by points, and perhaps go back to Poland, maybe in better accommodations than LOT Polish Air, an older business class product, but it was still nice. I'll appreciate it.
Yeah, I've only flown LOT once, and it was an economy, and wow, I'll say that.
Then we could really go on our supermarket sweeps with the former host of Supermarket Sweep, David Ruprecht.
Do you know him?
No, but I
Oh,
used to watch the show a lot when I
me
was
too.
younger. Yeah.
I got really excited
Supermarket
for a
Sweep
sec. I was
with
like,
David
oh, I
Ruprecht.
loved that show.
Yeah, we'll have to check in on him. We'll get the big bonuses in the back of the store and have some fun.
The dream.
With the bonus Rove Miles, it could be like one of those big
Yeah.
fat checks they give to the alleged winners of Publishers Clearinghouse, if that's still a thing.
I know. I think they went bankrupt this year.
Uh-oh.
Great. Rest in peace.
We'll have to check on David, too, see if he's still all right.
If he's still doing okay.
Yep. All right. Anything else you'd like to add?
No, I think that's it. Yeah, I'll keep you abreast if anything else pops up, but we have a lot in the works right now.
All right. We'll see you in Las Vegas. And before Vegas, any other trips besides the Chicago seminars at Hyatt?
I don't know. I'm always traveling. I think this might actually be my longest time I'm staying in one place because I'm trying desperately to not be jet lagged. No, I think I actually don't have anything before the Chicago Chicago seminars, and then I've got Vegas, and then immediately after Vegas, I'm going to Polynesia for 2 weeks.
And now you're moved into New York. That has finished, correct?
Yep. Each and every square foot of my apartment is full to bursting. All of 237 feet of it. Square feet. Yeah.
You'll become friends with the New York transit system and then perhaps pop over to Boston as well and ride the MBTA.
That would be cool. Honestly, I'm really appreciating as a West Coast person. Obviously, we have basically no public transit, so I'm taking the subway every day to work. And I appreciate it. I've been a long-time fan of public transit, and I constantly am angry about how the U.S. has subpar systems compared to other countries. Yeah, I love having access to it in New York and just like vegging out on my commute.
Maybe an Amtrak credit card in January 2026?
That would be pretty cool. I'm thinking about it.
Nice. Maybe another increased offer. And of course, the MGM Iconic credit card, I think, is way up on the list in 2026 as well. If you don't have it already, I've been talking about this. I had a past episode about it. To get complimentary cruises from MGM Gold and Platinum status. Very appealing proposition.
Man, I miss my MGM Gold status. I feel like I need to open one of those cards.
Yeah. January will be your time. We can go over to Atlantic City and you can go to Borgata and use your rewards there.
Yeah, that'd be great.
America's favorite Amphora Lounge, $12.50 in comps for all you can eat or drink with MGM Gold status.
I went there. I did do the Atlantic City matching with oceans, cities.
Oh no, ocean.
Resorts.
Wait, ocean, not oceans.
No, friend. Multiple oceans.
Oh, maybe she got me there.
I did. But I did. I went and did that status matching a couple of years ago. So I feel like it's time for me to go back and revisit the lounge and see if I can. I hear if you've got enough cell phones, you can gain your way into as many free comps as you want. So
yes, the phone army makes all things possible.
Yeah.
All right, very good. Once again, Carissa Rawson of Rove, new transfer partner, the European loyalty program, Miles and more, partnering with Lufthansa, Swiss, Austrian Airlines, Brussels Airlines, ITA Airways, Dolomiti, Lux Air, Croatia Airlines, and Euro Wings.
And a Star Alliance partner. So United Flights, etc. Yeah. All good things.
And where can people find you and Rove online?
Instagram, we are at Join Rove. Obviously, I've already mentioned the Rove Insiders Facebook group. That's a thriving community. We have our private Discord link in there if you want to join. We have a subreddit or a Reddit, Rove Miles, and on TikTok, we are at Rove Miles.
All right. Thanks for joining me today.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks, everyone, for listening, and stay tuned for future episodes. For more content between shows, follow Hurdy Travel Podcast on Facebook and X. Follow Justin Vacula on Instagram. Subscribe to Hurdy Travel Podcast on YouTube for daily content, including travel videos, podcast clips, and posts. Find more information, including select episode transcripts, at hurdygurdytravel.com. Search Hurdy Travel on subscribestar.com or become a channel member on YouTube to support my efforts, starting at the $5 a month tip jar level. Receive special perks at higher levels, including private one-on-one conversations about credit card strategy, creative credit card spending, and asking podcast guests your questions. The website udio.com, created the podcast intro and outro music. It's not me singing. AI features of the website Descript helped me edit and improve audio quality. Thanks for listening. Have a great day.
Travel at low cost with points and miles. Credit card rewards bring the smiles. Many adventures, tales to be told. Make and save money, the world will unfold. Fight the war on happiness, pick up the gold. The Gurdy Travel Podcast breaks the mold.